Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, I'm Captain Gamer, and let's play Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition, The Mercenaries. What we're watching now is some pre-recorded footage of me playing through some Mercenaries stages as Leon. Leon generally is the toughest character to play as, because his weapons are the handgun and the shotgun. The shotgun packs a lot of burst fire, a lot of burst damage, but is kind of an unwieldy weapon compared to things that the other characters have. So you have to be crafty, you have to know the stages, you have to know the enemies, and generally map out your route and your strategy very well in advance. And I recorded Leon doing all 4 of his stages in one night. It took me one whole night to get 5 stars in the 4 stages. So, no hand cannon yet, but right now the outlook is very encouraging. First friendly piece of advice from me after having gone through all this: don't chase after Plagas if there are other enemies nearby. They'll just ruin your combo just because you're spending so much time trying to, get that one enemy. Just go on without them. There's a lot of preparation to do before you actually go on your killing spree. Picking up the time and picking up all the ammo, especially in the village. You're going to need to get all the ammo you can, because once you hit a certain point, you are not going to get those drops anytime soon. So you can see there's a chainsaw Ganado over there. I shove her down just to get access to this ladder, and give the ladder the kicks. And you're going to see me up in this alcove for a significant portion of this Mercenaries run. That means that as long as I keep on knocking this ladder down, I have nothing to fear from chainsaws. But as you can also see, hatchets provide a very hearty challenge, and a very big annoyance. Now that I have a big enough congregation of enemies, time to pop open that bonus time, and pop it on the enemies. And you'll notice that after I did all my preparations, gathered all the time and all the items, then I went ahead and popped a bonus time so I could get a few extra points going to this barn area. And from here on, the goal is to take out the Bella Sisters as best as I can from my vantage point. Use the Riot Gun to knock down the Bella Sisters, following up with some shots from the handgun. But of course, the other Ganados will not be having it, so I also have to keep on the watch out for hatchets. Just like that. Knocking down the ladder tends to send a wave of hit-stun staggering, so that's another good thing. Another tactic to avoid hatchets: spamming the Riot Gun on them, and if any of the pellets from the Riot Gun actually hit the hatchet, that will knock it back. I actually played a bunch of games where I was able to knock hatchets out of the air using the handgun. Those hatchets. But you can already see that this is quite a lengthy episode, so I'm taking only what really matters. But still, hatchets. And it is sad that I lost my combo there, but it isn't about building one huge combo and holding on to it. It's about getting the bonus times and racking up a few smaller combos. I mean, if you pull off a few 15 to 20 kill combos, then you're gonna be all set. I also keep the ladder up sometimes, so I can bait enemies into start climbing up the ladder. That way, they're gonna be easy pickings. And you'll see now that the 3rd Bella Sister has entered the fray, and the 4th one has just arrived. I can either bait them into climbing up the ladder like this, or knock down the ladder so that they just keep on trying to prop the ladder back up. And hatchets continue to be the bane of my existence in this whole segment. But yeah, at some point, the village seems to have a dry spell. depending on how many enemies it wants to spawn. Because right now, all I have to contend with are these 2 remaining Bella sisters. And there goes one of them. Once again, the strategy, use the Riot Gun to knock them down, and the handgun to finish them off. The Riot Gun reloads very fast and has a really good reload speed. And as you saw there, I propped the ladder back up. I did that intentionally. You'll see that later as I rush off to get the bonus points over here. As you can see, my points, I need 9,000 more points, around 9,000 more points, to round out the 60,000 that I need for the 5-star ranking. So I quickly dropped by here to begin the bonus time, and look at everybody who decided to come out and play. Trying to keep my wits about me, but at some point the enemies just start overwhelming you. And here's a lesson in maintaining your ammo count. I could have switched to the handgun to finish off that Ganado, but oh well. And you'll be surprised at how many times using two green herbs has really bailed me out of a situation. And even though I didn't really do all that much with my bonus time, as you can see, building up a large enough combo will get me the points I need. So, now that I have these 61,000 points in tow, I just have to kill some time, 15 seconds left. And remember, you do get points just for the act of killing an enemy alone. So, if you hunt a lot of enemies, you'll be surprised at how many points you rack up. 300 for regular enemies, at least that much I know off the top of my head. There's the end of the mission, and there is the 5-star ranking. The village is actually one of the harder places to fight in, because of all the chainsaw ganados. And we move on to the castle stage, where I have a little bit of setting up to do here as well. And funny enough, the castle stage is the easiest stage, probably in most cases, because of the lack of boss enemies. You actually have to trigger the boss enemies to come out manually. Here we start the bonus time, but once again, the one major foe in your quest for 5-star glory are the ranged enemies, if that sentence was grammatically correct. So, you will want to target bowmen at every single turn, tossing a grenade down to get rid of all those zealots, and build up my combo very nicely. And that is one thing you're going to realize while playing Mercenaries as Leon. Grenades are precious. They cause so much damage, they destroy all the enemies, and they can just turn a really bad situation all the way around. And they're just great for building up huge combos. Another thing about the Riot Gun is that if you don't necessarily need to aim for the head, even though you should as a rule of thumb, but if you have an enemy on the ground, if you use the Riot Gun to put them down there, chances are good that they are at such low HP that one more hit is going to take them out. Yeah, just checking my rounds. And unfortunately, this will be the end of my 18-hit combo. Probably because I went ahead and got those shotgun shells. Yes, absolutely because I got those shotgun shells. Just to keep your wits around you. Not only for enemies that could damage you, but for ways to keep your combo going. There is a crowd control situation here. And you'll notice that the Riot Gun, I don't know if this is Mercenaries specific or if the Riot Gun is just awesome, but its critical hit ratio, its critical headshot ratio, is absolutely bonkers. I mean, I still like my boomstick, but all the same, the Riot Gun is proving its worth. And this usually is the kill screen for me, because at this point in my castle strategy, I'm going to go to the roof of the castle, and I am just going to stay there and start just destroying enemies left and right. And yes, I can already hear you saying, pick up the time, pick up the time. Actually, I am not going to pick up the time, because in this area that you see me about to go through, it goes from Mercenaries to a big old battle of attrition. Normally I'd go after all those zealots that just came out. I skipped the cinematic where they came out, but those guys, those bowmen, I have about 45 minutes of footage of me trying to go through a castle, and every single time I died as Leon, oh check this out, part of the cards, I got a grenade right when this huge crowd control situation comes up. That is brilliant. So every single time I died on the castle, it's because of those bowmen. Not only do they do a lot of damage because of how many times they hit me, but they put me into the hit stun, which opens me up to get killed by other enemies, and just ends my combo. Which, speaking of which, look at that 23-hit combo, but you have seen nothing yet. I'm not exactly going to build up a 200-hit combo. Hey, Vicious Soto, did you hear that? I'm not exactly going to build up a 200-hit combo, but for me, considering how little I've played the Mercenaries, it's going to be pretty impressive by the end. I'm fast-forwarding through this, because even though it's riveting, I still have to make this a decently sized video, and the footage is mostly saming. I just switched it up between using the Riot Gun and the handgun, which I still have not properly identified. I think that's the Blacktail, I am not sure. But yeah, I switch it up. I'm trying to catch when I go into the menu to see what the name of the handgun is, but I switch up between the two weapons to do damage and reload whichever weapon needs it. And yeah, this is basically how you get 5 stars on the castle, as pretty much any character. Just stay up here, keep on, let the zealots come up to you, and knock them over for a 65-hit combo. Take a look at that score again. That was the combo bonus alone. I 5-starred, so 88,000 points on the castle, the highest score I have thus far, which takes us to the army base, and to kind of a big paradigm shift in the whole Mercenaries dynamic. Now, the enemies are a lot more aggressive, and they come in a lot bigger numbers. However, the soldier enemy type has a lot less HP than either the Ganado or the Zealot enemy type. So, as you've seen a few times by now, it only takes 2 bullets from the handgun, until I see which handgun it is. I'm just gonna keep on calling it the handgun as a general frame of reference. By the way, bonus time! Normally I don't pick up bonus time so quickly, but I am very unlikely to come back over here, so I'll pick up the bonus time to pick up those points along the way. Check out those invincibility frames. Let's see, the army base, the thing about that is, once again, getting quick kills by using your low-powered weaponry, ouch, and just running around and just having your wits about you as you run around. And I'm constantly swarmed in enemies, so I don't really have any opportunity to run around to fast forward. Also, if you have a crowd control situation and there is a dynamite enemy in the center there, then you are much better off killing that one dynamite enemy and letting their death set off the dynamite. Those will count as your kills, which is absolutely ridiculous. By the way, say hello to the Gatling Man. The Gatling Man, he has killed me a few times trying to get this. And unfortunately, this isn't the village anymore, so we can't exactly take a vantage point to keep the boss enemies away from us. However, our vantage point is replaced by having the Riot Gun. The Riot Gun lives up to its boomstick heritage by just completely slapping around all of the boss enemies. Ouch. good piece of advice, when the Gatling man hits you, he will stop firing. So if you just want to move in for the hit stun, then go for it. However, don't get too close to him while he's not in hit stun, because he will smack you down with the brunt of his Gatling gun. Kind of a tragedy I missed out on my combo there, but it's just so worth it to see the Gatling man just stagger back and forth. But that is not even going to be the most impressive thing that I do with the Riot Gun in this video. You just wait until we hit up Waterworld, then you're gonna see something truly impressive. And I've already done so much in the army base, at 48,000 points, and I still haven't explored one major region of the stage. You have the downstairs area, you have the middle ground area, and you have sort of the catwalk rafter areas up above. So if you make a good enough route, I have no idea how that one arrow would stop an entire Riot Gun pellet spread. But once again, if you have your route planned out, then you can do some pretty incredible things and just keep on building points as you go along. Down to 30 seconds, but I grabbed the time because there is more killing to do. And one thing which I haven't done in great lengths yet, what a lot of people do when they play Mercenaries, they actually prolong when they do their kills. By the way, not taking my own advice to leave the Plagas alone, even though I was able to take them out by completely meat-shotting their Plagas. I forgot what I was talking about. The professionals, yes, they prolong their kills so that they wait for other enemies to come along, and their combo does not end, already reaching past the 60,000 point mark. So once again, running around to kill time. And not any more enemies. Mission end. 5-star ranking, Wesker is still tops. But now, my favorite of the lot, the best footage that I have, just as a sense of principle. I think I do comparatively worse here, but it's just what I am capable of doing and what I'm able to show off. As you can see, Waterworld, it gets cramped really fast. And no, I was not completely sure that one soldier was going to miss. Sometimes you just gotta hoof it and hope for the best. And sometimes you just have to spam Riot Gun on the Plaga to keep your combo up. Once again, it's just interesting how every single resource is of dire importance in this game mode. Sources of healing, ammo, grenades. I didn't really use any flash grenades while playing as Leon. Mainly because I never encountered any during my time. But I saw a soldier, and there he is. And of course, bowgun men around every corner. It's also sort of letting this footage play to show how someone takes advantage of a bonus time. And generally speaking, you only want to use reaction commands with Hunk, because I heard that his reaction command is a one-hit kill all the time. Do not take my word on that. Generally speaking, just finish off enemies with firearms. And now here comes the fun. Double Chainsaw Man, or as he is technically called, the Giant Chainsaw Man. Ouch. Yeah, soldiers occasionally use rocket launchers, so be careful of that. My round almost ended right there. And as you can see, not unlike the Gatling Man in the army base, the Giant Chainsaw Man is very vulnerable to hit stun from the Riot Gun. And you just saw, I just slapped the Giant Chainsaw Man around. And now that I have eliminated him, I feel a little safer, although I believe in Waterworld, or in the case of most boss monsters, there is one boss monster lying dormant somewhere in the area, and another one that gets randomly summoned after a certain amount of time and or kills. But for the time being, until I hear that chainsaw, that double chainsaw revving, I am going to feel pretty good about my prospects. I'm actually using a voiceover function of Pinnacle Studio, so I can't exactly hear the audio right now, but I believe I am hearing the chainsaw right now, which prompts me to climb up here and choose my arena for fighting the giant chainsaw man. I believe you can see him jumping up there, you know, doing the whole Superman leap that we saw from the Gatling Man during the Wesker episode. Kaboom! Yep, explosions also hurt the giant chainsaw man. And over here, I actually counted my blessings a little bit that I am using the Wii remote. Also, good guy giant chainsaw man not killing me while I'm distracted. Unfortunately, I cannot return the favor because, you know, time and points are of the essence. We'll go out for a drink later or something. Now that I have destroyed 2 giant chainsaw men by using a Riot Gun, not an overpowered Plaga arm, it's just about time for me to skip over some samey footage of me collecting items, going through bonus time. This bonus time is a complete bust, by the way. And just generally doing the Mercenaries thing, because there's only so much that you can do in regards to unique actions once you know the stage, once you know the character. And yeah, I didn't really use that indoors area a whole lot, but similar to how I carried myself in the castle, sometimes the better course of action is to not pick up the time and just let yourself hit the 60,000 points and be done with it. And just as I say that, I pick up some more time. Although I think I skipped out on going in that one indoors area. Also, this is funny. 3, 2, 1. Throwing off my counter. Also, the recording. Very much mucked up on this, which made me very, very sad, because this is probably the most impressive footage that I have. Even though the castle got me 88,000 points, didn't mean to shoot the Riot Gun there, I still think that taking down 2 giant chainsaw Ganados with Leon, of all people, is really impressive, even though I think Hunk has the hardest time doing that. We'll just have to see about that later on. Who knows? Depending on how well I do with the other characters, I'll either do a montage of the rest of them all at once, or do a character-specific rundown just like I have here. Once again, keeping in mind the enemies, the footage just completely skips ahead over there, but you can see from the kill counter that I got him. Got some boomstick ammo, or Riot Gun ammo. I will give the Riot Gun its proper respects. And there's a Plaga who really badly wanted to ruin my game, but no, I was not having that from the Plaga. 60,030 points. Thank you very much. Next time on Let's Play Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition, The Mercenaries, we'll see about getting those 5 stars for a different character. Until then, game out.
そして時は動き出す。